What's up, family? Are we on the verge of having another pandemic? I mean, it's only been about 4 years since the previous one, so it seems like it's a little bit too soon. But in fact, we very well could be on the verge because something is spreading and it's spreading very fast, and so far in 12 different states. But starting off first, we want to go ahead and talk about Florida is receiving a ton of rain over the last few days or so, in which it is downpouring, which is creating flash flooding in multiple areas of South Florida. Yes, several areas in South Florida got at least 10 to 12 inches of rain just on Wednesday. It was also raining on, I believe, Monday and Tuesday, and the wet weather isn't over yet. But anyways, you can see in this particular image right here where flooding was up to the bumper of that particular vehicle right there in Florida. And yes, guys, a slow-moving storm system infused with deep tropical moisture over South Florida brought more heavy rain and thunderstorms on Thursday, one day after flash flooding turned streets into rivers and delayed or canceled hundreds of flights. Over a foot of rain was clocked in multiple areas of South Florida. And yes, it is affecting everyone. 7 million people remain under a flash flood watch on Thursday across South Florida for what's forecasted to be the third day of intense delusion and rainfall. Yes, even a small duration of heavy rainfall could lead to more flash flooding, according to the National Weather Service office in Miami, Florida. But anyways, yes, guys, I definitely want to keep those encouraged during this particular time, considering this rainfall. And this is luckily not a hurricane, but still it is causing major traffic issues as well as devastation in the southern area of Florida. Now, Ron DeSantis, the governor, has now declared a state of emergency as more than 25 inches of rain has pondered upon South Florida. Yes, a flood watch is still in effect until today evening on Friday from Miami all the way to West Palm Beach, Florida. So again, guys, definitely want to keep those encouraged. Definitely want to pray for all those out there, especially those ones that are having the potential of having their homes flooded, where they live, can't necessarily get out, having their cars flooded, especially if you don't have car insurance or home insurance. That is definitely going to cause a strain on you and your family. So I definitely want to keep those encouraged as well as pray for everyone out there. And I would also solicit you, if you don't live in Florida or South Florida, definitely join me in praying for those individuals. Hopefully we don't lose any lives in regards to this particular rain in the southern area. But anyways, guys, moving on to something that is pretty much spreading across the United States. We are talking about the bird flu, and now there is a huge alert in regards to this. According to the CDC, they are saying that this is something that you need to be aware of. They are urging you to find out more about this, but being alarmed just on the light side. Yes, as you can see in this particular article, it says that you need to be alert but not alarmed about the bird flu, according to the CDC. Now, I know majority of Americans don't necessarily trust or believe in the CDC, considering what they did during the time of the pandemic. And here we are facing another potential pandemic on the horizon, dealing with this particular bird flu. Yes, the avian influenza has been found in a dozen states this spring. So far, only farm workers are at risk, but not protecting them better leaves the rest of us vulnerable to this particular disease. Now, you can see in this particular image, it says that 3 human cases of H5N1 have been reported this year. People and public officials should be alert but not alarmed about the current bird flu outbreak, according to the federal authorities. In 2 new reports released on Thursday this week, officials added details about the spread and the status of the outbreak of what is formally called the highly pathogenic avian influenza. Cattle on more than 90 farms in 12 states have been infected since late last year, as well as 3 people who caught the disease from cattle. These infections have been widely reported. We should take this data from what we have and understand it in context, but we should, as we are, be alert but not alarmed, according to the Dr. Shea, which is the Principal Deputy Director of the CDC. So anyways, guys, definitely something that you need to be mindful of, but don't necessarily be alarmed at this particular time. However, in regards to the previous pandemic that we saw back in 2020, look at what we have right now. We have a new variant of COVID-19. Yes, this is called KP.3. This is a dominant variant in the United States, according to the latest on test positivity, deaths, as well as the symptoms. Yes, cases of the latest COVID-19 variant, also known as KP3, are on the rise in the United States. According to the data being collected by the CDC, the KP.3 variant has become the dominant variant in the U.S., overtaking the previously dominant JN.1 variant. Yes, CDC data is using the Nowcast data tracker, shows that in the 2-week period from May the 26th to June the 8th, this particular variant, the KP.3, accounts for 25% of COVID-19 cases in the United States. Other variants of the virus still account for infections of COVID-19 in the U.S., including KP.2 and the other one that is called Flirt. I know that's a crazy name for a variant, but apparently they thought it was a good idea. So anyways, guys, they're saying that, look, this is what you need to know about the KP.3 variant of COVID-19. Yes, it is a sublineage of the JN.1 lineage, which comes from the Omicron variant, according to the CDC spokesperson. KP.3 evolved from JN.3, which was the major viral lineage circulating since December of 2023. It is very similar to JN.3 and only has 2 changes in spike compared to the JN.3. So again, guys, here we are facing another variant right now. They're saying that apparently people are still testing for COVID-19, but obviously it doesn't necessarily make the news anymore, which is why I don't necessarily know why I'm talking about it right now. But anyways, guys, I definitely want to tell you about it, because there are some people out there that are still wearing your mask because you're still afraid in regards to what potentially could spike up once again when it comes to COVID-19. And look at this right here. We have a new variant that is on the horizon that is spreading, and this is definitely something that you should be aware of. So if you are afraid, if you are a little bit discouraged in regards to this new variant of COVID-19, or you're a little bit fearful of it because you haven't necessarily had your vaccine shot, this is something that might trigger you into wearing your mask when you go out in public places such as grocery stores, the subway, or even at sports games, considering we are at a time of the summer in which a lot of us get out more frequently. So anyways, guys, definitely want to tell you about that. You need to be mindful of that, because you never know if we will be faced with another pandemic like we've seen in the past. But according to this new research that I did go ahead and look up, it says right here that the risk of having another pandemic here in the United States, check this out, guys. It says that evidence suggests that the probability of another pandemic occurring within one's lifetime is roughly 17% and may even grow to 44% within the next couple of decades. This means that in any given year, the chance of another pandemic occurring is over 2%. Guys, you don't need to be worried about another pandemic happening. They're saying that according to the data that we see, we are pretty much only projected to have one pandemic in our lifetime, unless you're one of those that are particularly going to live more than 100 or 150 or 200 years or so. But anyways, guys, nothing to worry about. The potential of an outbreak of another pandemic happening here in the United States or around the world is sitting at around 2%. So nothing to worry about. Anyways, also right here, it says that the next pandemic is likely to be caused by flu viruses. Yes, guys, a lot of us have been dealing with the flu for many, many years, decades, hundreds of years or so. The flu has been around for quite some time, and it doesn't appear that it is going to go away anytime soon. But according to scientists, they are warning that whenever it comes a time that we are projected to have or go through another pandemic, it is probably going to be caused by a flu virus. Influenza is still the biggest threat to global health as WHO raises fears about the spread of the avian strain. So anyways, guys, yes, have you had your flu shot this year? That is a question that you need to be asking yourself or your friends or your neighbors or your loved ones, because the flu comes back every single year, and shockingly enough, thousands of people die every single year because of the flu. So anyways, guys, make sure that you have your vaccine, or if not, you definitely want to protect yourself. Don't get the flu, because you never know what type of flu it is. Flu A or flu B, who knows, guys? They probably are on flu C these days. So anyways, guys, just want to give you that information. And one more thing, guys, you guys remember during the pandemic where we were forced to wear these masks wherever we go, or we could be faced with receiving a fine, which cost us a lot of money? Well, guys, New York was one of the biggest states and the last states to remove the requirement, the mandate in regards to wearing a mask in the state of New York. Well, check this out right here, guys, because this news right here is in the state of New York, New York City, guys. We are talking about Governor Hochul and Mayor Adams. They are now considering cracking down on people wearing masks. Isn't that just ironic? Now, again, they are specifically referring to people wearing masks on subways, and this is all because of the increase in the crime in the areas, because a lot of individuals that are riding the subways are wearing masks, full-blown masks, covering their face, and they are committing crimes in which the cameras are having a hard time picking up on individuals that are potentially committing these crimes. And now the governor and the mayor are thinking about banning masks in New York City. What a crazy thing. They were the last people to remove the mandate in regards to masks, and now they are thinking about banning masks altogether. I just thought that was totally funny. Do you guys live in New York City? Do you ride the subway? What do you think about this? You probably have more experience than I do in regards to people wearing masks on subways. But anyways, if you get an opportunity, please take the time to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this, as well as all the other articles, the bird flu and the potential pandemic. Only 2%. Comment down below and let me know what you think about it. Also, guys, if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, guys. It is right here. You can click on that bell. I would love to have you in the Budget Bill family. Also, if you are on Twitter, or known as X these days, please follow me there at Mr. Budget Bill. I would love to hear from you right there, guys. But outside of all of that, I hope to see you on the next video.